I get bored very easily, and I'm not a fan of 10-minute narrations. Therefore, this is sped up really fast. If you can't keep up or you have epileptic problems, I suggest you don't watch this video. It's against CasadorPerfect, and it's OU, and Mence was OU at this time, and I'm trying to get rid of all my Mence saved battles. Enjoy! So, there's the teams, and I'm going to lead off with he leads off with a Celebi. Going to hit him with a taunt. He's not going to be able to set up his stealth rocks, which means I can set up my stealth rocks. Goes into a Gengar, and his entire team is like based on Night, which is pretty cool and stuff. So I go into my specially defensive Jirachi, takes it really well, but he does get the special defense drop, which is kind of unfortunate. But I go for the Thunder Wave predicting stuff, which so that's good. He goes into Vaporeon, can't touch it, and I got the special defense drop, so I'm gonna be switching. Go for the U-turn, switch out into my Shock Spasm just to scare it away. I figured he'd just go for the Wish. He doesn't really have any reason to attack right away. And I predict the switch into Celebi, actually, and I go for a Shadow Ball, but he goes into Electivire, and I'm really glad I didn't Thunderbolt, because then I probably would have been swept, because I've been swept by an Electivire before, and it is not fun. So I go back into 7 Deadly Sin, because I expect an Earthquake, but he plays like a pro and goes for an Ice Punch. So I just explode, because I don't really want to deal with Electivire. And yeah, so I don't have to worry about that, which is really cool. So I'm going to Papa John, because, Papa John. And don't really like what this Dragonite could possibly do. So I switch in my Come On In, because that's what I want you to do. Right, so he decides to go for an Extreme Speed, which is quite odd. But I just go for the Roar, and he has a Rayclace. And I don't really know what that is. Anyway, I'm gonna Can't Be Tamed, because like I said, Mence is OU at this point. And he goes for Hidden Power Electric, and that's not going to do too much. Actually, it's not really going to do anything. So I'm going to go for Dragon Claw, because I'm banded, and I don't really want to lock myself into Outrage at this point, but that was stupid and silly at the same time, because quite frankly, if I had gone for Outrage or Earthquake, would have taken his ass out. So that is quite unfortunate. However, I can now go into Shock Spasm and go for the Shadow Ball. Please tell me I went for Shadow Ball. Damn it, I went for Thunderbolt. Okay, so apparently I'm not predicting this game, but that's not a problem because, always got to have a backup plan, like going to Papa John right now. He's going to go for Seed Bomb. That's going to do nothing. I think at this point I can set up a sub while he goes for Stealth Rocks, which is smart because I have that Gyarados, and that's pretty much what's walling his Dragonite at this point. So he's going to go back into this Vaporeon thingamajig, and I go for an Earth Power, and Skype shut the fuck up. Earth Power does decent amount, but not enough, and I'm going to go for another Earth Power, and I'm pretty sure he's going to either get the Wish or the Surf off. Yeah, he got the Wish off, and I don't really want this thing just protecting and doing what it does, so gets the Paralyze, I assume on the Protect. Probably didn't want to risk it and go for Surf. Therefore, that Paralyze didn't really matter. That Paralyze might have mattered, although it went for Protect again. I don't really know why. Clearly, I was going to go for the Thunderbolt, and it almost takes him out. At this point, goes for Protect for like the oddest reason ever, and I just go for Thunderbolt again and take out the Nightwater, and I think I'm winning. Oh, I'm definitely winning. Anyway, he goes back into Knight Rider, and here he makes a pretty damn good play. The very obvious move is to go for Extreme Speed and take me out. However, he goes for Dragon Dance when clearly I could have taken him out with a Thunderbolt, so that was pretty damn nice of him. He goes for Outrage, and actually I predict him to go for Outrage, live at 23, and get the rest off. So that is pretty damn nice. This is a rest talking. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure you can figure that out. So I'm going to be rest talking and hopefully getting a Roar. But I get a Waterfall, which is unfortunate, but I do some damage to it. Like a crit! Hell yeah, bitches! So, he goes for another Outrage, and I do believe I live this at, no, I don't live this. Damn, that is annoying. So he gets confusioned, and at this point I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna send in Jirachi and pray to frickin' God that I can live this. This earthquake is going to leave me at 80 because I'm especially bulky and not physically bulky, and I go for Thunderwave just in case he switches into something else. And he goes for extreme speed, and I predict him to go for extreme speed. God, I'm so smart. I go for a wish here because I figured he's like, well, let's try an extreme speed real quick. And I'm like, fuck yeah, get up a wish, and this extreme speed definitely is not going to take me out. And now I got wish HP, and I took him out. So look what I did there. Damn, that was smart. Okay. Anyway, he's now going to be going into this thing, which is, I just gotta iron head it twice, and yeah, he flinches, and then I laugh at him, and he was like, God damn it, Jirachi! I'm like, hell yeah. And we have a speed tie, which I thought was also quite odd, but then again, it's whatever. So Stealth Rock goes away, because it got blown. That's provocative. Go for a U-turn, and that's gonna do decent damage, about half to this thing. And I'm going to go back into Papa John. Doesn't look like he can really hurt me. Seed Bomb's going to do squat. And I think at this point I just go for the Fire Blast and I roast that little vegetable Celebi thing alive. Like a pizza. And then he runs. And I hate people who run. God damn it. But anyway, comment, like, subscribe. I hope my too sped up narration didn't confuse you too much. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Good night.